Welcome to The Losing Streak, a sports gambling podcast for those who just can't seem to win. My name is Bozo Bill, and I'm here with my co-host, Automatic Austin.
How's it going, everybody?
Let's get right into it. Our picks haven't been doing so great lately. I feel like we've just been on a bad streak.
A losing streak, if you will.
A losing streak, yeah. It's like I wasn't like trying. It was supposed to be a joke, but, it became reality. But it's all right. We're going to regroup. We're going to take more time into our calculations. We've got a lot of different data sources, so we're just going to do less plays, but just put more research into them and kind of see where the trends are going. Because and these guys that we follow that do these free plays that go on streaks. Like a lot of these guys have been getting killed lately. I don't know. Maybe just a weird week of odds for everybody.
Yeah, and I don't know. It's just been a weird week. I've had a few totals where, like the Syracuse Boston College game, I had under 138.5 and they hit 139. And then that same day, I had Kentucky and Florida at 130. What was it, 8.5? And again, they hit 139. So yeah, just a bunch of bad beats. I also had over 226 for the Cavs Pacers game. They hit 225. So just a lot of bad beats and just a weird week.
You want to hear the bad beat of bad beats? I think I kind of told you it was late Friday night. It was at 1:30 a.m. Eastern time. I was about to pass out. I had UNLV plus 4.5. They were down by 3 with the ball left and 4 seconds left, and they passed it in. They lost the ball, and Fresno State dunked it. But I think because I had it on mute because I was falling asleep. But I think because when he dunked, he let go at the last, he was holding on to it, going all the way to the hoop. So even though he jumped before the timer went off, I think they didn't count it. But dude, that would have been the worst speed of all time, man. I was like, what the hell was that?
I'm glad that worked out for you, but yeah, a few bad beats. But I'm not bumming about it. I mean, obviously in the moment you're pretty mad, but there's nothing you can do, and that's what you gotta remember about gambling is. Once you place the bet, there's nothing you can do about the outcome. It's just whatever happens. So just got to stick with your numbers, stick with your, whatever your unit size is, and just keep rolling with the punches.
Even today, I saw this soccer game where in the last minute of penalty time or stoppage time, they had an injury in the box. They scored a goal. It threw off all the bets I'm sure everybody had, and it was just it just happens sometimes. Right. You just gotta, stick to a system and don't chase.
Yeah,
how that goes.
We'll turn around eventually.
All right, so let's get into some news. We got Sean Payton going to the Broncos, and you saw he's already banning the private coaches of Russell Wilson from the training facility.
Yeah, which I saw that, and that was so interesting to me. Why would anybody allow their quarterback to have private coaches in the building anyway? That was so strange to me.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had private coaches.
Yeah, me neither. That was
yeah.
So what? So the coaches are teaching them one thing, and then their private coaches are telling them another thing. No wonder their team is so messed up. They have private coaches. That's so stupid.
Yeah, if you've got a guy that you're going to pay as a private coach, make him the quarterback's coach. It's not it's not a closed end system. You can fire the quarterback's coach and replace him immediately. It makes no sense to have private coach.
Well, and on the other end, if it's just something that the coach was all right, whatever, Russell, we brought you in, you can do whatever you want. What the hell are you doing, Russell Wilson? If you want to hire a private coach, do that in the off season and train for the off season. You don't bring one in during the season and have one in the building when you're game planning for the next week's game. I don't know. That was so odd to me.
Yeah. But yeah, you think the Broncos will improve? I mean, they can't get worse.
No, yeah, they can't get worse. They'll have to. I mean, they still have a top 5 defense. I mean, what was that stat? If they averaged 18 points a game last year, they would have been 13-4 or something. So they'll be fine. I mean, they'll probably win 9-10 games next year, and who knows? I'm sure Russell Wilson won't have as bad of a year, but he won't be the same player that he was, 3 years ago with the Seahawks.
Who's the backup?
Some bum because he came in a few times when Russell was hurt.
I just
Nobody
feel like
good.
Russell. I feel like Russell Wilson's been getting worse, or is that just me?
Oh yeah, he's definitely been. I mean, his last year in Seattle, everybody saw it. I mean, the second half of the
Yeah.
season, he was so bad. I remember, and I remember saying that I think he might be leaving. This might be his last year. And then slowly it started building, and the rumors started spreading, and then lo and behold, he gets traded,
I mean,
and has
I
not
know
been
him
good.
very. I know him very well from watching him at Wisconsin. I feel like because he had like one good year at Wisconsin, he had like a couple good years in the NFL. I just feel like he's just not a clutch guy. I feel like he's like above average quarterback. He's definitely like quality, but when it comes down to just like executing, I feel like he just doesn't pull through, man. And that's the difference in the NFL,
I'd say he's definitely always been a little overrated. I mean, in Seattle, and I'd say he's always been overrated. And in Seattle, he had the Legion of Boom. He had, one of the best defenses in history for a while. And then he always had, Tyler Lockett. He always had Doug Baldwin. He always had good wide receivers. He had Marshawn Lynch, a good offensive line. All he was asked to do was drop 5 yards back and heave the ball down the field or run around in the pocket and throw it. He wasn't asked to do much. So, I mean, it'll be interesting. We'll see. I mean, obviously, like you said, they can't get worse, and I'm sure I'm interested to see what their win prop will be come this offseason for the Broncos. Like, I bet you it'll be around like 7.5 probably.
Yeah,
So,
if I would have said a 7.5 or 8.5. So I was thinking
yeah.
8.5. But yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, and I think too, like even before he got the NFL, like on Wisconsin, like Wisconsin never has good quarterbacks. So the fact that he was
Right.
like an above average quarterback, it like made the team look like world beaters, and
Yeah.
that was like probably the best Wisconsin team I ever saw. So
Yeah, I remember.
yeah,
He was fun to watch at Wisconsin that last year.
yeah, as opposed to the white quarterbacks who could never pass anybody, like usually have in
Right.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about another quarterback that that lost us money in the past. Good old Tom Brady. Did you see his retirement sand that someone was selling?
Yeah, and it got a ton of bids for over $90,000.
People are stupid, bro.
Yeah, it's funny though, and they
Is
took
it a
a
private?
picture of his.
Is it a
What?
private beach?
I mean, it looked pretty private. I'm not sure what beach it was, but yeah, and they took a picture of like his ass print in the sand. That was pretty funny too.
I want to know did they ever find the person who did it?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure eventually, like maybe he'll give an interview or something. But
Yeah, that'd be funny. I want to see him and I want to see Tom talk to the person that sold the the sand. Maybe it was him. Maybe he maybe he owes a lot of child support. You never know.
yeah, who knows? I mean, that's a good chunk of change, $90,000.
The funny thing was, I saw on the picture he posted today with him in his underwear sitting on the bed. Someone retweeted it and said, "This is like every newly divorced husband who's just trying to discover how to sext."
Yeah, that was a weird tweet from Tom. Really random.
I didn't think a sponsor of Uggs as a man could do something weirder than that, but he did.
Right.
He pulled through. But do you think it's going to be a permanent retirement, right?
Yeah, I think he's done for sure. And they already said the fall of 2024 is when he'll make his broadcasting debut for Fox. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fun. I'm sure he'll broadcast some college games, some Michigan games. I'm sure he'll do a lot of NFL, obviously. So we'll see. I'm sure it'll be fun seeing him in the booth still.
Yeah, I mean, I realize I haven't listened to him talk that much. So I'll be curious to hear what he says about like just hear his like comments on other players and stuff. It'd be interesting to hear.
Right, especially as we know his personality isn't really forgiving. So it'll be interesting to listen to him talk and critique other players.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and the other big news we got is the Kyrie trade to Dallas. So we know LeBron even tweeted out some email stuff. He was like, maybe it's my fault or whatever. What did he say?
Yeah, I just he was like, maybe it's me. I just like imagine somebody like alone sitting and like on top of a hill, just like super sad. That's what I imagine when LeBron tweeted that. Maybe it's me. He's just like sitting there alone.
Yeah, like that. The one with Pablo Escobar. where he's like
Yeah,
staring off
exactly.
in the distance. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him. Maybe it's me.
Yeah, I mean the Mavericks are going to be good, man.
And no, it wasn't LeBron. The owner of the Nets already stupidly came out and said they didn't trade Kyrie to the Lakers because that was his preferred destination, which is beyond stupid. It shouldn't come down to personal reasons. It should be whichever team offers you the best package. And in my opinion, the Lakers did offer the best package. Those 2027, 2029 first round picks are going to be valuable. I mean, they'll probably be top 5, definitely top 10, but probably even top 5 picks. So, I mean, I'd rather take those and a couple of role players over, Spencer Dinwiddie and whoever else they freaking got. So, I mean, I don't know what the Nets are doing. I don't know if they're planning on trading Kevin Durant, rebuilding, going for a title. I don't know what the hell they're doing in Brooklyn, but beats me, honestly.
Yeah, I've been seeing rumors about Kevin Durant wanting to go to the Celtics. It's like,
yeah, and then obviously me living in Arizona, everybody wants the Suns to trade for Durant, and it's just I'm honestly so over that. Just the NBA in general, I'm so over these players and the Ja Morant. We should probably go over the Ja Morant stuff because that's ridiculous too.
yeah. So one of my friends from high school, she didn't go to my high school. I knew her in high school. She's the like therapist for the Grizzlies. So I'm gonna have to get some inside information, as long as it's not violating HIPAA or whatever,
Yeah, but yeah, nothing about that, but just some inside info on what's actually going on with the Grizzlies organization, because that's some weird stuff going on. I mean, what is a dude who's making $300 million or whatever his contract is, $250 million? What is he doing hanging out with people flashing guns and pointing lasers at people? Like, what are you doing, dude? That's why I'm so over the NBA. The NBA is so stupid. It's full of dudes who don't want to play basketball, but want to make millions of dollars and act like they're freaking hot shit. Like, it's so annoying. I'm so over the NBA at this point.
Yeah, it's super frustrating.
Yeah, I'm just over the NBA at this point. It's just super frustrating as a fan of sports in general. Just with players resting, players acting stupid, and just I don't know. The NBA is just a mess right now. I don't know if the commissioner sees it. I don't know if their ratings are still good. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't want to watch basketball right now. I mean, it's just fouls and 3-pointers at this point, and it sucks because LeBron's closing it. He's about to break the scoring title, so it's like it's just a weird time in basketball right now. I feel like.
Yeah, I saw that old quote from Kobe where he's like, I would play through a little bit of sickness or injury if because there could be people that flew across the country to see me play for that one game.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like that's what happened earlier this year. So a family from Cuba went to a Miami Heat game to watch Jimmy Butler play, and he was freaking out for rest. And it's like, dude, like what are you guys doing? You guys make millions of dollars. You guys have no excuse to rest. You guys make millions of dollars. You guys like you need to be there for fans. Like it's just so frustrating, and it's just stupid. I hate the NBA. And that's why soccer is about to overtake the NBA in popularity. Like it's hilarious how bad the brand of basketball is getting, and they're not doing anything to fix it.
Yeah, they definitely need to place some restrictions on. Like you gotta like treat them like regular employees and like a certain number of sick days.
Seriously, like it's not every other game somebody or on back to back somebody should be read. Like who, like you really can't play a back to back game. Like the people have been doing it. Like Allen Iverson did it, Kobe Bryant, all these guys did it. Like I'm just so confused. Like what's changed? Like what you got? All of a sudden you guys need a mental health day. What about me? I work a 9-to-5 job. Do I get my mental health day? Like, it's just so hilarious that these guys make millions of dollars and yet complain that they don't have any resources when they have every possible resource at their disposal.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right,
but
let's move on to a sport that we enjoy more, football.
Yes.
So Super Bowl. How are we feeling about any line movements or bets or?
I mean, I feel like I'm still on the Chiefs. I'm just gonna ride with the better quarterback and the better coach in this matchup. I mean, the Eagles were a nice story, but dude, the Eagles had the easiest freaking trip to the Super Bowl in history. I mean, their schedule was so soft, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. But I
What
told
do
you
you
earlier,
feel?
I'm feeling the Eagles. So I guess we're
Yeah.
opposing each other on this.
Yeah.
There was some guy. I told you earlier. Some guy on PointsBet. He placed $100 bets on the backup quarterbacks for winning Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, and
He's
that was
expecting
hilarious.
he's expecting an injury, and then Chad Henne to come out and play the performance.
Lead
of
him
his
to
life.
victory. Yeah. So
Or
stupid.
Gardner Minshew, which I don't think I've ever said that name out loud before.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't know why people like wasting their money, but hey, go ahead. You know, sports books love it.
Yeah, but so I guess Caesars on Saturday, they said that they need the Chiefs and the over for them to make money. So I'm guessing a lot of the money is on the Eagles and the under right now. Some guy
Yeah, I
placed $1
mean,
million on the Eagles money line. That's a little crazy.
yeah, I'd assume there'd be more money. I mean, nobody probably wants to see the Chiefs win again, and everybody wants to see the Eagles win. But I still don't believe in Jalen Hurts as a top tier quarterback. Like top 5 right now. You're probably Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Aaron Rodgers is probably still up there, even though he fell off a little bit this year. Justin Herbert, there's plenty more guys better than Jalen Hurts. So I don't believe in them. I mean, their defense has to play a perfect game, I think, in order for the Eagles to win. So I'll just ride with the Chiefs and hope they keep winning with Mahomes and Andy Reid.
So there's been 20 outright upsets by the underdogs in the Super Bowl. And the betting favorites record against the spread in the Super Bowl is 27, 27, and 2. So
I actually did read this interesting stat where the last 8 teams to win the coin toss have lost the Super Bowl in the last 8 years.
wow.
So keep that in mind after the coin toss if you want to go ahead and place a bet.
Fade the other.
Fade whoever loses, fade whoever wins the coin toss. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. What do we got next? I think you wanted to talk about what makes a Super Bowl party great.
Oh, yeah. So we could go over our top 3, like our list of top 3 things that makes a great Super Bowl party.
Yeah. Okay. So number 1, you got to have a very large TV or like area, like a projector or something.
Okay. For me, probably I have to be around good people. I have to be around people who are fun and I can actually like watch a whole football game and not get annoyed with and not want to, scream at while I'm losing money or being frustrated. So that's number 1 for me is being around good people.
Yeah, not at a youth group Super Bowl party like I used to go to as a kid. No, thank you.
Exactly. That sounds awful.
Yeah, number 2, you got to have like a bunch of dip and chips, obviously, and like good flavors of dip.
Okay. Number 2 for me is you got to have some pre-game entertainment, some bean bags, some cornhole, some darts, some beer pong, just something to get the juices flowing, get the competitive juices flowing, I guess.
Yeah, and my third should also have like one of those squares game, so you can give everybody a square. I think do like a fun raffle or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we did last year at my friend's Super Bowl party, and I cleaned up on the squares. Not gonna lie.
Nice.
But number 3 for me is probably a big TV. Yeah, you definitely need to have. I'd probably go into that and say a good sound system.
Oh yeah.
Definitely want to be able to experience the full intake of the last football game of the year, because we won't get football for another 6 months.
The dark ages, the dark times.
Yeah, so enjoy it while you still can, and yeah, just get ready. It should be fun. Hopefully it should be a field goal game.
All right. Do you got any picks for tomorrow or anything you're looking at?
Yeah, I got a few college plays I can go over. Nothing too crazy. The slate isn't too big, but again, I'm trying to, you know, reel it in and keep my my research. What's the word? I guess you would say locked on. I don't know, but we're just gonna go into it.
You want to keep it
Right off
tight.
yeah, let's keep it tight. Right into it. Marquette at UConn. I love this Marquette team this year, man. And obviously we liked UConn earlier in the year, but they sort of faded off. And in conference play, they're 7-6. Obviously, this might be a must-win for UConn, but 3.5 points for Marquette. I'm probably just gonna have to take that. Maybe I parlay UConn's money line, but Marquette is the better team, flat and simple. So give me the 3.5 with Marquette. Even looking at the Ken Palm offensively, they're number one. According to Ken Palm, Marquette has the best offense in the country. Defensively, they're 63rd. UConn is ninth offensively. Defensively, they're 19th. But I just really feel, and watching UConn lately, I feel like you can agree. I feel like they have trouble scoring at times. So yeah, just give me the better team in the conference play, Marquette plus 3.5. Any thoughts on that game?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Marquette's better at covering the spread, and you know they're definitely going upwards. I feel like UConn's been kind of trending downwards lately.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like Marquette in this spot.
Next, this is going to be my gold star bet of tomorrow. My gold star bet today didn't hit. It missed by, I think, 6 points. So, again, kind of close. They had a really, really fast paced first half, which is unfortunate because I took the first half under. But,
Same.
yeah, so it doesn't matter. We'll win it back. We'll find another game. But this is going to be my gold star bet tomorrow. This is my favorite play. I'm going to absolutely nuke this. North Carolina. It's basically a pick 'em, but -1 at Wake Forest. I really think Wake Forest are frauds. The whole ACC this year is kind of fraudish, besides a couple of teams. But it's a really good bounce back game for North Carolina. They just lost to Duke. They've lost 2 in a row. Obviously, as we know, they won last year. They still have a bunch of good pieces on their team. And Wake Forest isn't that good. I see this as a must-win game for North Carolina. So give me them -1 on the road tomorrow.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm gonna take that one because I made money with Duke this weekend, but I watched that whole game and UNC, and I've watched Wake Forest too, and I know UNC is definitely a better team.
Yeah, and North Carolina's already beat them this year. Obviously, they were at home, and this is on the road, so it's going to be different. But still, Wake Forest isn't very good. I'm just going to take North Carolina, and if they hope they get to a big lead and maybe hedge if I feel like it. But yeah, I'm just gonna. I'm not even gonna think about this one. I don't even think this is stinky. I think it just the books aren't high on North Carolina this year because they haven't really been as as powerful as they were last year. But I still think they're pretty solid and they'll win this game.
And Wake Forest, they won their last game against Notre Dame, but they lost 4 in a row before that. So, well, at least 4 in a row. I just see the last 5 matchups here. But yeah, but in that UNC Duke game, I think UNC was leading for a bunch of the game. So
yeah, they were up. I think they were up with 5 minutes to go in the first half, and then Duke finally took control. But yeah, North Carolina was up for the majority of the first half.
Yeah, because I was getting worried because I had Duke. But yeah, I like that one too.
Yeah, and this next one, I'm not so sure on this one. Oh, there goes my washer or dryer. But this one is kind of tough because this is definitely a bounce back spot for Virginia. But I was looking at NC State plus 7.5. We both took Virginia over the weekend. They burned us against Virginia Tech, and we knew it was a bad line. We took it anyway, and we felt stupid for taking it, but this is definitely a bounce back spot for them. I just don't know if they'll be able to win by 7.5. So this is one I'm keeping my eye on. If it goes up to 8.5, then I'll know that the Sharps are definitely on Virginia and believe that they're gonna whoop them. But if it stays at 7.5 tomorrow, I might take a stab at NC State. I don't really have a lot of statistics on this other than offensively and defensively, they're almost pretty similar actually. Offensively, defensively for NC State, 36 and 62. Virginia, 26 and 24. So not too far off. Conference play, NC State 9 and 4, Virginia 9 and 3. So, you know, they're pretty similar. But again, it is a bounce back spot for Virginia after losing to Virginia Tech on the road. So I'll keep my eye on that one. Any thoughts on that one for you?
Yeah, I was just getting confused on the Action Network. Did the line open like with North Carolina State as the favorite?
No.
Or what? This thing is looking crazy to me. Okay, but yeah, that because like the way it looked here, it looked like Virginia was getting 7.5 points. I'm like, what the heck? That doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you're thinking NC State for this game?
Yeah. I mean, it's a tough spot. I mean, it's a game that obviously it's a conference game, and they both have a similar conference record, but it is a bounce back spot for Virginia, so they could come out and whoop them. But like I said, if it comes out tomorrow and it's 8.5, then I'll probably stay away. But if it stays at 7.5, 7, I'll probably take NC State.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the numbers too. Virginia just sucks at covering. They suck at covering at home. They suck covering as favorite. So, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have our eye on that game. They might be the
better team, but they're not good against the spread.
Right. Besides that, there's a few other games that have some pretty close lines, like Cincinnati Tulane is 1.5 point, Ole Miss Georgia 1.5, Toledo Akron 2.5. So, I mean, if you guys want to do some research on those and get some action, go ahead. It's still early tonight. I'll probably post my official plays tomorrow on Twitter, but my gold star is definitely going to be North Carolina for sure.
All right. I think that's all for today then.
No?
Nah. I was doing some hockey today and stuff. Yeah, I've just been trying to regroup. There weren't many games tomorrow. I just didn't really. I like the games you picked. So I figured you'd have some good ones.
Yeah, I feel like I picked some pretty good spots, but yeah, if I catch any more information, I'll be sure to let you guys know on Twitter. And yeah, I think that does it for us.
So for my last word, though, I got to ask a question. Did you recommend Megan before? I can't remember.
No, I did not. I don't think.
We did not. Well, I am recommending Megan now because I watched it this weekend. And man,
finally got around to it.
That movie's great, man. Yeah. I want my own AI robot that can kill people for me, but hopefully it doesn't turn on me.
Yeah, I'm really hoping in the sequel they take like a Terminator type route, and there's like a good Megan that has to fight off a bunch of bad Megans.
Yeah, that'd be great. I feel like this is the first role I've seen with what's her name from Girls.
Oh, she was in Get Out. Remember, she's the girlfriend in Get Out.
Yeah, you're right. She's in Get Out.
But yeah, I feel like that could open up a bunch of like different like spoof or like funny possibilities for that. Just like a different like funny deaths for robots. Just like Megan throwing like little Megans. I don't know. It'd just be really funny seeing like little child robots flying around everywhere, battling each other.
So I do have to say though, the dance scene, the weird dance thing she does in it, it was like kind of spoiled for me by the spoof they did on Saturday Night Live of it.
Oh, really? That was probably the best part.
Yeah. She was just appearing all funny and playful, Yeah, it's a great movie. Well, Liz even liked it, and she hates horror movies, but she wanted to watch that one, so it's good.
Yeah, there weren't really too many scary parts in that movie.
Yeah.
But my last word, I'll probably say, if you haven't, go ahead and watch Invincible on Amazon Prime. It's similar to The Boys, but it's like sort of like an anime. It's like anime-ish. Yeah, it's really gory. It's really fun. It has some funny parts. It's really has just a good storyline to it. And I'm actually on the last episode. I'm gonna finish it after this pod episode.
So I feel bad I didn't recommend it to you before because my son Miko watched it a long time ago and then got me into it. I love that show.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I was surprised. Some coworkers at work recommended it, and I was like, it's always hard. It always takes a lot for me to start a show, but then when I do, I'm always like, wow, this is pretty good.
Especially animated too. Like I have to like really get invested and do it if it's.
Yeah, definitely anime. It's a whole nother ball game with anime.
Yeah. And then the ones that I really have to focus on are the ones that are not in Japanese, and you got to read the subtitles. So then you have to like put 100% focus on it.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out with us today. You can check me out on Twitter at bankroll_Bill, and Austin can be found at
Austin Sporsic.
Our email for the podcast is thelosingstreakpodcast@gmail.com. And our voicemail line is 646-494-7185. This will be posted up on YouTube again, so make sure you like and subscribe. Also, give us a 5-star review wherever you can. Anything you want to add, Austin?
No, sorry we didn't get an episode out like towards the end of the week last week. We've just been a little bit busy and just sort of, living life. So, but we got an episode out to you guys right now, and then we'll probably have one out to you by. We'll record one Friday night and have it out by Saturday morning, so you guys can have some NFL stuff and some college for the weekend.
Yeah, for sure. We'll go over our Super Bowl bets, fun prop bets. We'll do our little contest, and then Saturday is always great for college ball.
Yeah, maybe we'll even throw like one of those wacky prop bets, like heads or tails, or I don't know, there's a million different wacky prop bets, but maybe we'll go through and pick one special pod prop bet or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that they did 5 hours of research or whatever at Caesars. Probably just got drunk.
Right. That's what it said. They had pizza and beer, and they just freaking go over props.
I want that job. All right.
Right.
Well, see you later.